Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I am, it worked. I am going live simultaneously on Instagram. But hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. Let me see if I can see the comments on Instagram. Okay, so I think I got it set up now. Hello, thank you for joining. For those who are new around here, my name is Amy Cole. Um, I am. I wanted to come on today to introduce myself because I noticed that I have quite a few new followers who may not really know who I am and what I do. So, before I get into the introduction, if you have not subscribed, if you're on YouTube and you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. Subscribe, hit that like button, and also hit that notification bell so that you get notifications when I do go live. Um, but like I said, I noticed that there are a few new subscribers here, so I wanted to come on and introduce myself and tell you a bit about me and what I do. But my name is Amy Cole, and I am here to help you create memorable gift experiences without all the stress and the overwhelm. Hi, Dr. Eve. Thank you for joining. So, without the stress and the overwhelm. And a little bit about me, I am a child of God. I am a wife, I am a mother, and I am a gift strategist. And one of my love languages is just so happens to be gifting or gifts rather. And it basically brings me joy. It brings me joy to give gifts. In fact, a fun fact, my name, my first and my middle name actually means beloved of God, joy and gladness. So it does give me it does give me joy to give gifts, right? And to see the joy that it brings to others, right? I am Mississippi born and raised, and so you will hear it in my voice, and sometimes I may speak a little slow, but that's okay. If you needed to speed up just a little bit, you can always speed up the video. But yeah, Mississippi born and raised. I am a Southern girl, probably through and through, and that's a little bit about me. Now, a bit about what I do. You heard me say that I am a gift strategist. And if you're here, then you know that my business name is Creatively Memorable. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Dr. Eve. Yes, definitely share. If you're on Instagram, hit that share button, share it out so that people can join. Um, so let's talk a little bit about how I got started. When I started Creatively Memorable, in 2017, I simply wanted others to experience the joy of gifting that I had found, right? Um, Creatively Memorable was birthed out of my quest to give better gifts personally. And it was inspired by some bad gifting experiences that I had. And I talk about that a bit. Hi, Raquel. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Um, I think so. You'll see me looking back and forth. That's because I am on Instagram and on YouTube going live. So you'll see me looking back and forth. Thank you so much for joining. Hit that share button to share it out so people will join. And right now, I'm just saying how I got started. I I it was my quest to give better gifts, and it was inspired by some bad gifting experiences. And I talk about those gifting experiences in another video, which I'll link in the description once I'm done with the live. And it took me some time, but I figured out how what I needed to do in order to give good gifts. And I use that term, well, first, good gifts, and good gifts that, those gifts would need to be focused on the recipient. That's really what would make them good gifts. I learned that after a few bad experiences, and I use that term good gifts, um, but it is inspired by Matthew 7 and 11, which, talks about I'm sorry, which talks about God giving good gifts. And just the definition behind that is what I want the the gifts that we create through Creatively Memorable to be. But basically, I believe that gifting should be memorable to the receiver and I'm sorry, to the giver and the receiver. And there are some principles that I follow in order to do that. So when I started helping others and giving gifts after my quest to give better gifts, yes, gifts are so sentimental. I'm glad they're sentimental to you, Dr. Eve. So looks like you're in the right place, because they are very sentimental to me. And I want to bring that surprise and delight to every recipient that receives a gift. And that's why I say I believe that the gift experience, that the gifting should be memorable for the giver and the receiver. So, um, so I started helping when I started Creatively Memorable. I started helping anyone who wanted to give memorable gifts, and that was for any occasion. Now my focus is mainly on the wedding industry. Um, but the principles that I follow can be applied to any gift that you want to give, literally for every occasion. Now, the name incorporates what I believe, and the name Creatively Memorable. The word memorable, what does it mean to give memorable gifts? So using the word memorable in my business name was very intentional. Um, But to give memorable gifts means that you are giving gifts that are worth remembering. They are special, they are unforgettable, they are remarkable, and your gift is distinguished. And it is what I would call a good gift. That is what I would call a good gift. But also, to give memorable gifts means that it is done with intention. You are what you want your um sorry about that. You know what you want your recipient to feel. You know what you want the outcome to be. You have all of these things in mind, but you're off, it is also done with the recipient in mind. Um, and that means that you have information about your recipient, and you keep that top of mind as you are choosing the gifts, the items to go in the gift, as you're choosing what you want to give to your recipient. And it also means that you are presenting the gift beautifully, that you put thoughts into the very small details of how this gift is presented to the recipient. You have thought about what they will see the moment they receive the gift, and what they will see when they open the gift. And so that's what it means to give memorable gifts. So that is a bit about me, and what I do, and why I gift the way that I do. If you are new around here, then definitely follow. If you're on Instagram, definitely follow. Um, and if you and like this video and share it out, so that others will be able to see this introduction. And if you're on YouTube, if this information is definitely helpful for you, hit that like button and the subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you are able to see when I go live. Typically, I go live on Fridays. Tonight, I have decided to go live both on Instagram and on YouTube. Do I have a website? Yes, I absolutely do. It is found in the link in my bio, but it is creatively-memorable.com. So check out the site. We are going through some updates. So look out for, as we make updates, it'll be reflected on our site. It'll be reflected on my pages. So keep an eye out for those. But yeah, yes, thank you, Dr. Eve. Thank you for sharing that. So, but that's a bit about me. Does anybody have any questions? I didn't want to stay on here too long, and but I wanted to come on and introduce myself and let you know, for Instagram, to let you know that I am still here. I have been going live over on YouTube. So if you want to catch any of the past videos, you can definitely check them out on YouTube. But yeah, I decided to go live today on Instagram and on YouTube. And I think I'll be doing that going forward now that I know how to do it. And it's not as hard as I imagined it to be. So now that I've done that, I think that's going to be the norm on Fridays. Share some of your gifts. So, Dr. Eve, one of the things about Creatively Memorable, I definitely have photos on, you can find photos on Instagram. And, but the thing about Creatively Memorable, the majority of the gifts that we do are custom gifts, or they're created specifically. So now we're focusing on client gifting, and they're created specifically for the client, which means I don't have the gifts on hand. But yes, I am happy to share the behind the scenes. There are some behind the scene videos in Instagram, but as I get more behind the scenes, I actually have a video that I am trying to get done so that I can get loaded up for you all to see. But there are some videos on Instagram, and I am happy to share the behind the scenes. Yes, absolutely. I just want to make sure I'm not missing any. I'm not missing anything on the comments. I think there's a little bit of a lag, but that's okay. So yeah. So I don't see any other questions. I don't see any questions or comments coming in. So if that is it. No other comments or questions. That's all that I have for you all today. So as always, until next time, happy gifting and many blessings.